Some people call Bitcoin digital real estate, but what would owning one Bitcoin look like if we compared it to owning that amount of land? Would it be equivalent to one house, one football field, one town, maybe even a whole country? I'm Darren, I've crunched those numbers. Sometimes comparing Bitcoin to another asset class kind of helps get your gears going to understanding Bitcoin and how scarce it really is. I'm going to cover how much Bitcoin is out there, how much habitable land is out there, what owning one Bitcoin is equivalent to owning in habitable land. And at the end, I'm going to show you what $10 would get you in comparable to real estate in today's world. Bitcoin is digital scarcity. Unlike most other crypto tokens, Bitcoin has a fixed supply written in its distributive decentralized software. There will only ever be 21 million coins. The only way to change this would be to go to every single person that runs Bitcoin software and demand they update to a new supply. Put that in perspective, there are 56 million millionaires in the world and 21 million Bitcoins. Not even every single millionaire in the world will be able to get their hands on one full Bitcoin. Today, there are only about 19 million Bitcoin out there, about 92% of the supply. Bitcoin supply is slowly released over time and rewarded to people who participate in Bitcoin mining. Now, the Bitcoin release gets exponentially smaller and is cut in half every 4 years. The last Bitcoin to be rewarded to a miner or released will be in roughly 2140. Now, I've heard the term Bitcoin is digital real estate, and that kind of makes sense. Real estate has really become a wealth storage. You can't really make more of it. I mean, you could always add more floors and sell it to the suckers who buy on top of other people. But land itself is scarce. It's rarely purchased for utility these days and really has just become more of a wealth storage. Bitcoin has also become a wealth storage as there's been more and more people investing in it, trying to get away from inflation, as both Bitcoin and real estate have performed very well over the last decade when it comes to inflation. There is 15.77 billion habitable acres on Earth. If we divide the total land available by the total number of Bitcoin supply, that gives us about 750 acres per one Bitcoin. However, today there's only 19 million available in floating supply, but we've heard those stories of Bitcoin being lost forever. It could happen by just losing your keys, somebody passing away, having it stolen. It's estimated by Chainalysis that over 2 to 3 million Bitcoin have been lost forever. Let's just say, best case scenario, no other Bitcoins lost forever. We subtract that from 21 million. Roughly, I'm saying there's probably currently and will be 18.5 million available Bitcoin. I think it's safe to say one Bitcoin is equal to 850 acres of habitable land if we compare it to real estate. And what would 850 acres look like? Well, 1 acre is roughly about a football field. Central Park in New York is one of the most famous parks in one of the most famous cities. It just happens to be 840 acres. So if you had the ability to own one Bitcoin, it would be equal to owning as much land as Central Park. Now ask yourself, what would it take to purchase Central Park today? What's the cost of it? Could you even do it? Mark Zuckerberg recently purchased 700 acres in Hawaii for $100 million. Land in Hawaii or New York is definitely not the same as land in, let's say, northern Siberia. And I know what you're saying, comparing these asset classes are completely different. You know, real estate is physical, you have to find somewhere to live, and Bitcoin is digital. But new technology always looks this way at first, like pretty crazy far out there. The car improved on the horse. Email improved on physical mail. New technology exposes the flaws of the technology that came before it. Just like email exposed the lack of speed of our physical mail system, as a store of wealth, Bitcoin exposes the flaws in real estate. One is just ease of purchase. Try to purchase 850 acres of land. To purchase one Bitcoin, it'll take you about 15 minutes as long as you have a good relationship with your bank. Second, real estate is counterparty risk. You have the landowner, you have the government, you have the real estate agents. They all want a piece of your pie. They all want some tax money. And at the end of the day, if you don't pay those, they could take it away from you. But no one can take your Bitcoin. You can literally go to the grave with it and nobody can physically take it from you. Third is just accessibility. Real estate has been priced out for a lot of people. If you don't have access to capital, if you can't raise a lot of money, if you can't get a mortgage, you're going to be priced out of real estate. Bitcoin today is available for all. It does not discriminate on your past credit scores, what you have as a down payment, your current assets, your job, where you live. Anyone can gain access to this wealth storage today. At today's price, just purchasing $10 of Bitcoin would be equal to purchasing 0.299 acres of habitable land. Now, doing some quick research, I found right near the water in West Vancouver, British Columbia, for the exact same amount of acreage, today that real estate is for sale for about $500,000 US. Now, I hope this video gave you a perspective on how scarce Bitcoin really is. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin or want more of these videos, you can check out my channel. I got them all sorted on how to use Bitcoin, where to buy them. If you want more help, you can head to my website, bitcoinstartingpoint.com. Just kind of a guide, resources, all my tutorials are listed there. If you have any other questions or comments about this video, please let me know, and thanks for watching.